Hi, I'm Devika Brij. I am a former sales leader in tech, and currently I am the CEO and founder of Bridge the Gap Consulting and author of Thrive in Color: How to Master Self-Advocacy and Command Your Career as an Underrepresented Professional. I think there's several resources out there around career advancement and leadership development, but I found there to be a huge gap in the market for resources for underrepresented individuals and professionals specifically. And so I wanted to write something that would offer career advancement tools and strategies that will help people in their own career growth and career goals that was tangible and actionable. And that's what I was able to accomplish with Thrive in Color. I think I was always very aware of the challenges that existed in corporate, right? From corporate politics to accessing career growth opportunities, not only for myself, but I've noticed, my peers were challenged with that as well. And in 2017, I was unjustly terminated by a leader that was operating with bias in a company that I really loved. And so that forced a sabbatical, and I was able to reevaluate, what I wanted to do with my life. And I think it was the combination of all my experiences that really led me to birthing Bridge the Gap through offering resources and programs, workshops, and consulting that would help professionals have a better experience in the workplace, but also help leaders and the workplace create a better experience for their professionals that work there as well. So DEI and learning and development are complementary yet very distinct from one another. So DEI is really focused on implementing procedures and policies that promotes belonging, fairness, and representation. And learning and development is really focused on the growth of the individual. So around career development, leadership development, and really anything that helps the professional progress in their careers. I think the first part is really shaking off the mentality that advocacy is negative, right? Just because you're advocating for yourself, it doesn't mean that you are being overly bragging or not humble. And that's often the mindset that we adopt that keeps us from advocating for ourselves in the workplace. So shaking that mindset off, and then also really thinking about advocacy as sharing data. So if you think about any corporation, they're using data to make sound judgment and decisions about where the business is going. And so it's the same thing for your career. Your leaders and decision makers need to understand your contributions and your achievements, especially in the areas that they really care about, right? What are your leadership skills? How are you a problem solver? What are your results that you have driven in your current role and in your previous roles? And so when you provide data to decision makers, they are more enabled to help you get to where you're trying to go in your career. Well, the first thing to do is to really lean into your contributions and achievements. When you're looking for that next play in your career, this is not the time to shy away from all that you've been able to do. You really have to lean into it, especially when it comes to your online brand, when people are looking for talent just like you to join their companies. And the second thing I would say is to really lean into your networks. So most people take the approach of just applying online to as many jobs as they come across, but you're one of often thousands of applicants. So really pay attention to who's working within the companies that you're interested in, and then leveraging them to make a warm introduction into the company, which will increase your chances of getting into the door. The book does a really great job of outlining where all different types of people might be in their career. So it speaks to the individual that is just entering their professional careers, and then also the person that has been in their careers for so many years. So, we talk about the different journeys and the different stages that you might find yourself within. So I know that the book will meet you exactly where you're at. But the book actually comes with free downloadables that will help you actually apply the strategies and the learnings of the book. And so I encourage those who are interested in reading to not only read the book, but to take action on the downloadables and the resources that I provided to help you action those learnings as well. Most of the time when we're thinking about career advancement, we're told that the power often lies with the hiring manager or the company that we work within. We're also told that there's so many systems that work against us. And while I agree with the fact that there are many challenges that are outside of our control, I'd argue that there are so many different strengths that you have that will actually empower you to move your career in the way that you see. So you have more power than you think. It's just showing up in a very strategic way. And so that's where I come in to help you to do exactly that. Well, as a daughter of 2 immigrant parents and as a woman of color, I would tell her to unlearn some of the insight and the advice that's often passed on to underrepresented individuals, even though they're in love and often told to us to protect us and to set us up for a really tremendous career. It's often the things that hold us back in our careers. And so I would tell her to, yes, pay attention and respect the different pieces of advice, but don't hold on to every single thing you hear, because often the advice that we receive from other generations don't necessarily propel us in our careers today.